This survey took off for us. In less than 24 hours, we had more than 1,000 responses, and now we have more than double that. WKYT is looking at more than a dozen key issues for voters, and what we're finding is that overwhelmingly, the rising cost of living, inflation, and the economy are most important to viewers. Issues dealing with schools and education are right behind, along with crime and safety and health care and abortion rights. That rounds out the top 5 here, even though it's what we see most on campaign ads.
When a woman or girl becomes pregnant from rape, the trauma is unimaginable.
So why the disconnect?
Anyone who believes there should be no exceptions for rape and incest could never understand what it's like to stand in my shoes.
Why are voters telling us they're more concerned about the economy, but we are being inundated with ads targeting both the governor and attorney general stances on abortion?
An issue like abortion is a really useful issue to grab potential supporters from your opponent to support you because you want to signal that you are better for them, more representative of their beliefs, or at least you're better than the other guy.
Maggie McDonald is an assistant professor in the political science department at UK. She says candidates will go after voters who are more moderate, but that strategy might not work this election. Transylvania political science professor Dr. Don Doogie says your voter base is more important in non-presidential election years because traditionally not as many voters go to the polls. He says ads that we are seeing this season are rallying cries for each party's base.
If you're a Democratic candidate and you can maintain a fairly solid base, you have a chance of winning the gubernatorial election. In the case of Cameron, granted he's won a statewide election as Attorney General, but winning the gubernatorial office is a little bit more complicated, so you have to work harder to build a base and then maintain it.
So how are candidates building and maintaining voters, and are they being truthful on the issues that matter most to you? Between now and Election Day, we are going to fact-check candidates on their claims on the economy, crime, health care, and other issues that matter to you.
All right, Kristen, thank you. And we're planning on keeping the WKYT poll open throughout the election season. You can weigh in by filling it out on the WKYT News app or WKYT.com.